Welcome back, everyone. My name is Triforce Addiction, and we have some more information of Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. So as you guys know, in the last video I talked about that there was this special model that they had for Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. It's a more, I guess, a more up-to-date build than what they're showing to the public. So as you guys know, the public build that they're showing is the one from Gamescom, but the new one that they have is a more updated version for the press. So according to Riders DX, he was able to catch a sneak peek of what was in that build, and he talked to the PR guy that was working in the THQ Nordic booth. They were saying that like he was allowed to talk about it, but he's not allowed to show any footage yet. So I guess you know, just he's not supposed to show footage for legal reasons, obviously. But he was, but the fact that they let him talk about it was actually pretty nice of them. So I actually want to get into what he actually saw. So, well, what he said he saw. So the first thing, of course, was that when he first noticed that the build was different, was that the, what do you call it, the main menu, or like the title screen, was actually being shown. And he knows, and I know for a fact that, when he knows as well, that wasn't on the Gamescom build. So he knew that this specific build was different, so that's why he asked. So he saw a couple of things that I would really like to point out right now. So the first thing that he talked about, and probably was the main core thing that he saw, was actually the multiplayer. So of course they've been you know, they've been teasing us with this multiplayer mode for Battle for Bikini Bottom since like the game's been announced, since Gamescom. So he gave us, Riders DX thankfully gave us some more detail on it. So I did see in the comments that someone said that Mr. Krabs, Sandy, pretty much everyone, like Plankton, who else, Squidward, are all playable in this multiplayer mode, and it's basically involves, it's called Hoard mode. So basically what I first thought Hoard mode was that you had to collect as many things as possible to win, but no, it's actually different. This is actually hordes of robots. So yeah, I kind of got the, I guess, the wording wrong. So basically it's kind of like the movie game. If you've played the movie game and you went to those combat arenas, you know that there's 3 different waves of enemies. So basically you defeat the first waves of robots, and then you move on to the next round, while at the same time being attacked by Robot Squidward. So yes, Robot Squidward is in this game, and from what he said in the video, Riders DX was saying that he had a much darker tone to it. So not saying that it was a much darker version of the game, but like, you know, the darker tone meaning that like the Squidward, like the color of Squidward in his robot form was was like pretty dark green, and like, you know, just red eyes and a red mouth and everything. So what he actually saw, and he said that, like, you know, it looked really impressive. Yeah, and I was actually shocked because like I didn't think they were gonna have a robot Squidward in that specific build, but it's actually pretty amazing to find out that, you know, they were willing to show this much to the press, and he was actually able to see a lot of it. So yeah, you're able to play as SpongeBob, Patrick, Sandy, Mr. Krabs, Plankton, Squidward, and I don't know, he said there's this other character, and there was another difference that he saw in this multiplayer. So apparently robots have hit points, and now I don't know if you guys ever seen the promotional pictures of the Rehydrated edition of Battle for Bikini Bottom, but if you notice that, if you look at the Sandy picture, you notice that the robot that's standing right next to her actually has a red lens and a red antenna. So at first I didn't think anything of it. I thought this was a redesign of the robot, but no, it actually does mean something. So of course, if you played the original game, you guys would know that the colors of the robot lenses, or like, you know, their eyes would be green and their antennas would be green. So it turns out that they have 2 hit points. So once you hit the robot when they're on their green eye state, their eyes turn red and everything, and all that stuff happens. Let me explain. Let me elaborate better, because I'm not really doing a good job. So whenever you hit them, they go red. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, it's not gonna take one hit to take them down. At least not in this mode. But they were. He was able to see a little bit of the campaign mode as well. Not too much of it. The only difference that he was able to see before like they went into the multiplayer mode was that Jellyfish Fields was complete. So the bowling area was complete. The fish hook was complete. Because I remember back then it did say coming soon, where Gary, like it was like right in front of Gary, like where that bungee jump thing is in Jellyfish Fields. It's at the very beginning of the level, and he was saying that like after going through the gate of the first part, you no longer go to the King Jellyfish. You actually go to the second part of the Jellyfish Fields, as it should be. So basically, how it starts is that he basically saw an updated version of Mermaid Man. He didn't really specify if it was a new voice or a more accurate voice, or the current voice actor for Mermaid Man, actually, because I know the previous one passed away, R.I.P. But yeah, he got to see an updated version of Mermaid Man, and he did get to see Patrick a little bit, and a little bit of the slide part. So yeah, he wanted to see more, and he was prepared to see more, but the problem was that like they kind of like stopped what they were doing and went straight to the multiplayer mode. So yeah, it was kind of it was a little bit of a downer when he said that, but you know, it's good to know that there's a lot more progress. As far as release dates go, he did talk to someone about it. Riders DX did, and they said the game is slated to come to get released around summertime. I'm not really sure. It could be May, like late May, June, July, August. Who knows? But yes, it might be released during the summer, and who knows? Maybe Nintendo was right about the release date. Maybe it is at May 24th, but we can't. But just take that with a grain of salt. You know, things could change. Stuff could happen. So yeah, that's all I want to talk about today, or on this last video before, you know, I head to bed, because it's already like midnight. I've already made like 4 videos on this stuff. But yeah, this is everything that Riders DX got to see, and he has actual footage of it, but he's not allowed to show it yet. So once he does, I'll discuss more about it later. But anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. Thanks for watching. My name is Triforce Addiction. Make sure to stay subscribed for more of this Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated news, and I'll see you guys next time.